The incredible last 2 days of mass killer serving death row. He recalls later saying they took him out the back of Jennings police station under suspicion he committed these murders. They believe he did. We got into it. She came at me with a knife and stabbed me. Jennings police pulled him over, called dispatch, and discovered he was located in Missouri. Attacked him violently before placing a firearm into his mouth and telling him, "Listen, you're a truck driver, and the children witnessed what you did, so I murdered them all." Stating he called them on November 22nd, they took him to Jennings police station for questioning and detained him there for 13 hours, promising that they can make sure they can be found dead in your truck if we make that possible, while confessing he killed Angela and their kids by shooting her when he couldn't get her away from me. I couldn't get Angela off me, so I shot her. And what they want him to do next is create a tape. November 28th was the last day witnesses report having spoken with Rowe and her children. Reliable testimony presented during trial suggests prosecutors rolled back time by using Perry's videotaped statement and asserting Taylor killed Rowe and her children sometime between November 24th and 25th, before fleeing back to California on November 26th morning. This assertion being supported by medical examiner Philip Birch as their advocate. Birch had stated in prior testimony that Rowe and her children likely died within days or up to 1 week before being found on December 3rd, 2014, an estimation which excluded Taylor. But at trial, he altered this position, testifying that because his air conditioner had been set at 50 degrees, it may have led to their murder up to 3 weeks prior. At trial, it was proven that blood from Taylor's sunglasses and car was consistent with Rowe's DNA profile. A witness testified they saw Taylor throw away possible weapons used at the scene that matched up caliber-wise with bullets used in both killings. These same caliber bullets would later turn up in Taylor's car as evidence against her, though some facts didn't align perfectly. Authorities subsequently conducted a nationwide manhunt that led them to Taylor, whom they arrested 4 days after discovering Rowe's remains. Taylor had fled Kentucky with another female companion only minutes prior to boarding his vehicle in California, where Deja, age 13, was waiting. Deja provided a written declaration attesting that both she and her father called Rowe during this visit from Kentucky to California. Taylor maintained his innocence throughout, asserting that police unfairly targeted him as a suspect while disregarding evidence supporting an alibi supported by witness statements in favor of an alternative theory suggesting he killed loved ones before staying at the crime scene for days afterward before flying out for California. Taylor enjoyed support from various civil rights and religious organizations, including NAACP as well as Midwest Innocence Project. But Taylor's innocence claims were constantly disproved by Missouri Governor Mike Parson, who noted the overwhelming evidence pointing towards Taylor being guilty in these gruesome quadruple homicides, regardless of Taylor's claims that they were false. The state will carry out Taylor's sentences according to court orders and seek justice for the 4 innocent lives that he took. Taylor had all his appeals rejected, leaving unanswered questions and uncertainty as to his guilt. Any attempts he made at making advantage of a Missouri law permitting prosecutions to review potential wrongful convictions were denied by St. Louis County prosecuting attorney Wesley Bell. Taylor claimed she wasn't present when these murders took place in Missouri, and there was no motive or excuse for her crime, therefore she couldn't possibly commit it either way. Leonard Taylor was executed through lethal injection. Before passing away, he released one final written statement. "O you who believe, seek help through patience and prayer. Allah is with the patient. Don't speak of those killed by him as dead. They remain alive in our memories forevermore. Muslims don't die but live eternally within their families' and friends' hearts until our time to die comes around again. Death doesn't need to be something you fear. Look forward to meeting it instead with peace." Taylor became the 3rd Missouri inmate to end their life at Bonne Terre State Prison over recent months, taking 5 grams of pentobarbital and taking several deep breaths before finally stopping moving and breathing altogether. According to reports, his last moments may have included him kicking his feet as the dose was administered and taking several deep breaths before all movement stopped altogether. Taylor's execution has raised many unanswered questions and doubts regarding his guilt. His case remains one of many examples illustrating the complexity of justice systems worldwide. While some evidence may point towards it being his responsibility, other aspects cast doubt over its narrative put forward by prosecution officials. Unfortunately for Taylor himself, however, life was taken in this tragic instance before any real answers can be reached regarding its unfolding.